Among all members of the North Atlantic Alliance, Hungary has the most pro-Russian position. Since the beginning of Russia's full-scale war against Ukraine, Prime Minister Viktor Orban has made many statements that the West should not support Ukraine because of Kyiv's alleged inability to win. Orban himself believed that whatever the outcome on the battlefield, Moscow will never attack NATO countries. He calls all such fears a Western maneuver to prepare for war.
What is happening today in Brussels and Washington is a kind of preparation of sentiment for a possible direct conflict. We can calmly say that preparations are underway for Europe to enter the war. This is happening in the media and in the statements of politicians. Viktor Orban, Prime Minister of Hungary, on air on the Radio Kossuth.
Orban transfers his rhetoric to practice. Budapest did its best to prevent the provision of assistance to Ukraine. When the EU wanted to allocate 50 billion euros for Kyiv in February 2024, Orban was strongly against it. Only after strong diplomatic pressure and concessions to Budapest did the Hungarian leaders stop blocking financial assistance. Now that the EU is going to use frozen Russian assets to purchase weapons for Ukraine, Budapest will again lobby for its interest, analysts assure.
Hungary at least negotiated for itself that this money would not be accumulated from banks located on the territory of Hungary itself. This, of course, is an absolute insignificant amount. But there is a large political component here that Orban continues to still play along with the Kremlin, even in seemingly such absolutely consolidating and fair initiatives.
In addition to blocking aid to Ukraine, Budapest is also preventing the adoption of sanctions against Russia. Starting in May 2022, when the EU was developing the sixth sanctions package, Hungary systematically blocked restrictions. According to experts, Orban will again blackmail the EU with a veto when developing sanctions against Russian LNG. In Budapest, such actions are argued to have negative consequences for the EU gas market.
The country expressed significant reservations about the new proposal, refusing to oppose the measure outright by making its wariness evident. Hungary's top envoy said his country would block any penalties that raise energy costs in Europe. Sanctions, wouldn't stop EU purchases of Russian gas or directly hit Hungary's business interests. Still, Hungary is highly dependent on Russian exports and has long opposed further energy sanctions on Moscow, from the publication by Politico.
It was previously reported that the Ferencváros football club, associated with the Hungarian government, received significant funding from a certain large international company. Political analysts believe that this was most likely Gazprom. In addition, one of the companies owned by Orban's childhood friend was awarded a contract to build a nuclear power plant worth 12.5 billion euros. According to the publication, it was mainly financed from Russian loans. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Andriy Dmitrenko, UATV News.